You need to earn your ego. Don't give yourself a reason to have an ego when you don't have evidence to back it up. Now, I think people often get scared by the word ego because they associate it with the sense of being like rude. And in reality, ego is just a high self-esteem. So you can have an ego even with a sense of humbleness. And I think that's where you're going to see the most benefit, is having an ego to yourself, but also being humble enough to keep it on like the low, if that makes sense. Don't let your ego take over your life though, because too much of anything can be a bad thing. So limit the ego to an extent. Have a high self-esteem. A high self-esteem is way better than low self-esteem, even if you are rude. If you are a rude person, but you have a high self-esteem, you are still in probably a better position than somebody with a very low self-esteem, who thinks very low of themselves. So I really think that having a high ego could be a good thing. It could be a benefit. Just don't put people down just because you think that you are on that good path or whatever it is. Don't put yourself above them. Don't even compare yourself. Compare yourself to what you are right now to what you were before. That's the way you should look at it. So yes, and they say comparison is a thief of joy because it kills your ego when you compare yourself to people that are better than you. But I really think if you think about it in the correct manner, comparison can actually help you rather than hurt you. It's just, are you going to let your ego get involved or not? That's the problem. Are you going to let this ruin your ego completely and turn it from a high self-esteem to a very low self-esteem? I think it's good to compare yourself to people that are better than you because it gives you an opportunity to learn from people. You are not the best. They are not the best even. And what you might think is the best in a certain field, it could be completely different for the next person. So, I mean, comparison, I think, could be a really good thing sometimes. Just like I said, it depends on how much you make it affect your life. Do you make it affect it in a good way or a bad way? Learn from people. Learn from people that are better than you. Don't be arrogant. Arrogant will kill all your dreams and everything because you're going to think that you know everything. And this is where ego kicks in. But having a high self-esteem is a good thing. You think highly of yourself. You're like, you know what, I could do this. Compared to someone who has a very low self-esteem where they're always telling themselves, I can't do this. There's no way. So that's why I say that you need to earn your ego. I'm not saying it in the sense of you think that you're better than everybody on the planet. I'm saying it more as like you have a high self-esteem. You think highly of yourself. You love yourself. You take care of yourself. You know you can do big things. You know you can accomplish anything you want in life. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying have an ego in the sense of, walk around like your shit don't stink or whatever. No, I'm saying like genuinely just think highly of yourself. Think you can accomplish the things you've always wanted to accomplish because anything in reality is possible. So it's just about how much work are you willing to do to get those things. And I mean, some people get lucky. Yes, I am not disagreeing with you on that. I think people can get lucky, but to say that people get successful strictly off of luck is no. I don't believe that. I think in very rare occasions, that's true. But most of the time, people see the success part rather than the path it took those people to get to that success. So they'll automatically associate the end result with luck, even though they don't know how long it took those people to get there. It could take them 5 to 10 years, and you think that it was built off luck, which is why I think it's really dumb when people, especially you see this a lot with like middle class to poor people, they will shit on the wealthier side, your rich people, because they have what they don't. So these people get really pissed off, and they say shit like, those rich pricks, all these rich people, they're all bastards, they're just lucky. They just got lucky. They're not intelligent, whatever. But you don't know what these people actually went through. The thing about them, the thing about you is they took a risk on themselves. They took the chance to do what they wanted to do with their life, and it worked. So That's the thing. You got to think about it like that too. And then people like they'll shit on entrepreneurs, and it's like, you know, you're giving all this glory to employees, but with no entrepreneurs, there is no employees. With no business, there's no money. You would not have a job without an entrepreneur. That's just the facts. You would not have that job. Somebody had to start whatever business you're in for you to make money. You can hate on entrepreneurs all you want. Say they're lucky, they're unrealistic, they're just dickheads, whatever. I've heard it all. And I think it's just stupid that these people have this mindset that everyone got lucky. Everyone got lucky. No. Yes, some people do. Some people are born into wealthy families. Yes, you're right. But if you really look at the statistics to see who exactly was born into a wealthy family, it is a very low percentage of rich people that were born into it. Most of them are self-made because they had to get up and do their own thing. That's how it is. So the difference between them and you is you guys both started in the same position, but they did something with their life. And the people in the middle class and poverty, I'm not saying all of them, there are good people out there, but the people that just tear these entrepreneurs down, or these people that became successful, they just slap the label luck on it and say that that's the reason why they're in the position they are. And I don't believe that. I think sometimes, yes, or maybe they were in the right position at the right time, at the right moment, at the right whatever. Yes, in certain occasions that is true, but to say that's the most occasion, no. Because some of these people, they went through 10 businesses before they could even find the successful one. You know how long it takes to get to that point? It takes a long time. They didn't just grow that business day one and expect millions of dollars. It's not how that works. And most of the time, people think that they don't work at all. I mean, when you get to a certain point, it probably is true because you have everybody doing your job for you and you reap the benefit. But the thing is, the beginning stages of that, they were doing everything. So, I mean, it's like you can hate them all you want, you can love them all you want, but what I'm saying is if your goal is to be successful, if your goal is you want what these people have, don't be like most people and hate on them because they have what you don't. Be like the minority of people. Think of it in a way of, what can I do to learn from these people to get what they have? Not, well, I'm just going to hate on them because they have what I don't, or I'm just going to hate on them because they have what I don't have. So I'm just going to say that they just got lucky and that's it. You have the internet. There is so much information out there. Obviously, you got to be careful what you do, like what information you're looking at, because some of it could be lies, some of it could be absolute bullshit, and that's true. But I'm sure there's plenty of reputable people you can learn from simply on things like YouTube or TikTok or whatever. You just got to be careful with what you watch. So if it feels shady and it's like, yeah, this doesn't feel right, then there could be a chance that that person is like either a scammer or whatever, or they're just trying to sell a course. We've seen those too. But no, you have the internet. There is so many reputable people and things you can do to learn about this stuff. I mean, it's not just the school system that teaches this stuff. And most of the time, the school system sucks ass at teaching these kind of things. They are not good at it. So going on the internet might be your best bet. Just looking up things. I mean, there's plenty of people you can look up about business, about investing, about money, or just looking at people's stories to see what kind of things they went through to get to that point. Just understand that failure is a part of the process, but you sitting here hating on these people is going to get you nowhere. So and the reason why I'm associating with the earn your ego is because these people that hate on these rich people that are middle class or poor or whatever, or even some rich people, the people that hate on rich people without even knowing them, just because they're rich, they hate them strictly because they're rich, have no idea what these people actually did to get to that point. They just see the success and that's what pisses them off. So, earn your ego. Actually have a reason to have it. Don't think that you're better than everybody just because you exist. Give yourself some evidence to why you act the way you do. And I think that's a lot better than just walking around like you're better than everybody when you have nothing to show for it. You don't deserve that ego. Do something to get yourself to deserve that. And even when you do, it's still better to keep quiet about it. I mean, I think I have the problem of when you get everything off my chest. And I think that's a good thing sometimes, but sometimes I think my ideas and stuff can actually offend people in a way. And it could be a bad thing because of the people I'm around, but I think honestly sometimes when I say some of my ideas, it offends people. Like they get offended because I want to do something with my life, or they get offended because I have, you know, goals and ambition and stuff to do. There's a success that I want. My brother just left, so I had to cut. But earn your ego. Just don't let it get in the way of things, because I think this is actually a reason to why people fail so much, is because they let their ego get too high to where they start thinking that they know everything and they become arrogant. Always be willing to learn. Don't be like most people where they give an excuse to why these people are successful. Oh, they had this. Oh, they had that. There's nothing to learn from them. It's all bullshit. They just got lucky. They don't know anything. They're in a better position than you are. Now, does that mean they know everything? No. Obviously, take everything that anybody says with a grain of salt. But if you can find out, like if you actually think to yourself, you're like, okay, this dude seems pretty legit, or this woman, she seems like she knows what she's talking about, and the stuff she's saying makes sense, then maybe learn from it. But just don't slap the label of luck all the time on successful people. A lot of them really work hard, and I think it's something to look up to. And a lot of us want to be like that, so I think it's best to just learn from them. Put your arrogance and ego aside and actually learn from these people. But earn your ego, give yourself a reason to think that you can do great things like you want to do. Even like little things like just staying consistent with the gym, learning new stuff every day, you know, putting yourself out there, facing your fears. You know, there's so many things to give yourself a backup to why you have an ego. And I think it really can make you prosper. So in all seriousness, just do things that nobody else does. Sell yourself apart. Don't be afraid to be different. You don't need to be normal. There's a lot of people that are already normal. It's nice to see some difference in the world. If everybody was the same, this planet would be very boring. So just do the thing you want to do. And I think you stay with it for a long enough time, you stay consistent, you're going to reap the benefits. You stay consistent with a language learning process for a while, you're going to reap the benefits. You stay with posting content for a while, you know, you're improving the quality of your videos, you know, you're staying on task, you're keeping a schedule. You do that for so many years, I think you're bound to see some kind of growth. Not saying you're going to have 1 million subscribers, but some kind of growth. Everyone's process is different. You want to start a business? Stay consistent with it. I think at some point you'll reap some kind of benefit. I think people are just, they put their ego in front and they put their arrogance in front, and like stops them from doing things they want to do because they think they know everything, and they don't. So don't be like these people. Learn from others' mistakes, and those mistakes probably happen in front of you every single day. So when you pick these, when you notice these, put it in the back of your head, I am not going to be like this. But that's really it. Just earn your ego. And remember, life isn't too short to make a change.